and welcome to an episode of Coffee with Sam Paul. I'm very blessed to be in the company of this young lady, Sonya, here today, who is a mentor, life coach, spiritual healer, and probably we're going to find out a whole lot more. But let's let her do the talking about what she does, because she'll explain it much better than I will. Sonya, how are you going?
Yes, I'm well, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for coming.
And in I guess as simple as possible way, sort of give us a bit of an idea of sort of what it is that you do as a life coach and energy healer. And
if we were to put it in a box, I guess I'm here to hold space for people. So whatever that may entail, people may come in here and need a life coaching or mentoring session and just sit here. So I guess I act like a psychologist without the PhD.
Yep.
Or if, like we were talking before about energy blocks and trauma from childhood, etc. If that's what they want to work on, then I can give them tools, but I can also do energy healing on them to release those blockages.
I've been hearing a lot about energy healing. I still don't fully grasp the concept, but I am starting to open my mind and so forth to the concept that we are all energy, essentially. So, what? How do I put this? What like is involved? In a simplistic sort of way that people will understand that if they're not familiar, with healing energy.
So, as Nikola Tesla puts it, in order to understand the universe, you must think in terms of frequency, energy, and vibration. Okay. So, if everything is energy and vibration, we are electromagnetic beings that are constantly emitting a frequency. Now, if you're not aware of yourself, it's easy to get caught up in today's society and you absorb the energies that are around you. And as you can see in today's society, a lot of people are walking around with anxiety, stressed out, on the go. And
it seems to be more prevalent now than I've ever noticed in my lifetime.
Absolutely. So once you become aware of those energies, and if you've ever experienced Reiki, which is something that I do, I have people walk through that door and they're in that society mind frame, of stress and anxiety, and then spending an hour in here with me and having a session. And I'm basically just realigning their energies and getting rid of all those niggling thoughts and low vibrational energies and bringing them back to that feeling of stillness and calm. All of a sudden they're just shocked at the fact that they can actually feel that way. And when I explain to them, like, this is your birthright, this is how you were actually meant to feel at all times. Like, it's everything out there that is kind of putting you off kilter. And once you become aware of how you should feel, then you're more conscious of what you were allowed to affect you.
Yeah, right, okay. So it's about gaining an awareness, so to speak, of
mindfulness, consciousness.
Because we get so caught up in life and what we do feel like that we don't realise what we should feel like. Is that
exactly
similar to like being, I guess, into fitness, so to speak? Like if you let yourself go, so to speak, fitness-wise, then you kind of get used to how that feels and you forget what it feels like to actually be more active but in an energy sense.
Yeah, so if you haven't been to the gym before or you've let yourself go, right? We've all been there. That step to, is starting at the gym. Yep. Or, getting a routine where you're exercising, like it's hard because your mental state of mind is, in that comfort zone of yours, like you were talking about before.
Yeah.
But as soon as you break that barrier and you just at least show up, and try and, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, it gets easier. And then as you get into that routine of it, you start really enjoying it. And then you start getting like the results and you think, oh my God, this is amazing. And it's you can get addicted to it. So with my journey, like I've done so much healing and I understand how you should feel, that's how I want to feel all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm more conscious of sort of what I will do with what, I will allow around me, like what I... Yeah,
I get that. And I'm finding the same myself. Like I came from a space where I didn't like if someone and I had falling out, regardless of who was at blame or whatever, or what the circumstance where I didn't like it, and I would always want to try to fix it. I would people please to an extent. But as I've kind of been on this journey, I'm finding I'm more accepting that if something doesn't work or doesn't align with me, I'm finding it a lot easier to let go now, because I guess there's always these jokes around Facebook, they're like, being single can be addictive because once you realise how nice peace is, you don't really want to ruin it. And it's not so much talking relationships, but just in life in general, I'm finding more and more that if something's not working for me, and it's not aligning with my
You don't want to put your energy into it.
I don't want to put my energy into it.
So that's basically you're practicing detachment, which is beautiful. And if you are able to practice detachment in life and allow what comes to come and what, the freedom that you feel from that, understanding fundamentally, like at the end of the day, whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. So there's no need to chase. So if you're in alignment with yourself and your energy is right and you're lifting, your vibration is rising, the things that are meant for you will come to you.
Yeah,
and I was speaking to you about that yesterday in a message.
Yeah.
I said I've just gone through quite a bit of stuff, and I kind of surrendered and let it all go and said, okay, I'm ready for the next journey, let's do this, and boom, like you're sitting here with me. Yeah, so that's how it works.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So sometimes dealing with things that are like not for our highest good or not in alignment with ourselves, we block ourselves from blessings that we should be receiving.
Yeah, right. My counsellor used to talk a lot about that. Like, how does she refer to it as? Not blockages, but I can't think of the word now. It's going to elude me. But yeah, she spoke about how these different traumas before you face them and deal with them and overcome them, that they would basically put blockages into your life in different areas, no matter what it is. And she's done great work with myself, but also with a lot of her clients, where they basically had a certain issue of their life that wasn't working. Seen her work through with her those blockages or whatever it was she called it. It's going to bug me now. And all of a sudden, boom, like that. Like there was one lady, she was telling me how was very unlucky in love, couldn't meet a decent man, and not that she was hell-bent on finding someone, but that was about the only area of her life that seemed to be not really working for her. She worked through the traumas, and next thing, within I think a very short space of time, a couple of weeks maybe, she met this guy and just hit it off, and things from what I remember are going really well with him. So
without me having met that lady, I can tell you now that people who are looking for love and are not having luck with that, people can only love you at the level that you love yourself.
Yes.
So in order to find that great love, you need to ensure that you're in love with yourself first. Yeah. Otherwise, you're meeting people that are going to love you at the same level that you're loving yourself. So if you're not respecting yourself, if you're not, if you're people pleasing, if you're, that's what you're going to mirror and bring in. The same as within, so without. However, we're feeling here.
Is that Bruce Lee?
No, I did use one of his sayings today though.
He's got some
be
good
water,
ones.
My friend. So remember how I said to you, I'm just trying to be really fluid in life at the moment.
Yeah,
so that's Bruce Lee.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's you can learn a lot from those quotes. They've got some really good insight. But you've got to apply it, don't you? That's the real key. You've got to put it into practice and do it. I'm looking around your room and it's absolutely really nice. It's just, I felt calm just walking in here. But I'm curious to know about the candle you've got burning. Is there a particular scent that you find you use more often, or is it?
No, I was just trying to make the setting more romantic for us.
Right, romantic. You being here made that romantic for me, so you're good.
Thank you. No, not really. I do use oils though.
Yep.
I've got a Essential Living, I think.
Yep.
They're basically the best oils that you can possibly get.
Okay.
Aromatherapy is important. But the energy in this room, the reason you feel calm in this room is because I have done hundreds and hundreds of healings in this room. So the energy in this room, sometimes I'll come in here and get ready for a client, I'll be meditating, and by the time they get here, I'll be ready to have a nap. So, yeah.
Yeah, I found that too. I actually remember a little while back, I had a friend who is a musician, but she's also does meditation and so forth. And she put a call out on social media saying, look, I'm looking for someone who can help me record a few songs. And I was like, hey, I can help you with that. That's my
That's
thing.
Your jam?
Yeah, my jam. That's exactly, that's what I do. Outside of this show and my day job, that's what I do for the most of my time. And so she DM'd me and she said, look, would you be open to a trading of services? I teach meditation. And I was like, yeah, cool, no worries, I'm open to that. The weird thing was a friend had done a card reading the day before, 2 different sets of cards, and both of them this meditation card popped up.
Oh, wow.
So when this happened, I was just like,
it's meant to be.
If that's not a sign, I don't know what it is.
It's like the 77.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And funnily enough, that number on my phone is actually my birth year.
77?
Last four digits of my birth year, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so...
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, so I gave you know.
How did you go meditation? Tell me.
Honestly, she was actually quite shocked. She said to me, like, gave me this really good analogy for what meditation was like in her experience, and she said, imagine it's like being in water. The deeper meditation you go, the further down in the water you go, so that less of the noise of life can be heard. You know, it's become more muffled until you get in absolute silence. And when she asked me to explain how I felt after this first session we had, the best way I could do it using her own analogy was, I said I felt like I was underwater with just my hand above the water.
So you're still conscious, but you felt that calm.
But I was calm, and I couldn't hear hardly anything outside of like my own mind.
And how long did you do that meditation for?
I think that was for about an hour.
Okay, so just a one-off?
Oh, it was, yeah. Apparently, there was supposed to be a follow-up.
Yeah.
We have she's had a lot happen, and I've had a lot happen in that space, so it hasn't kind of really aligned. But
I'll tell you about meditation. So, from the age of 16, I was constantly trying to meditate, find the right meditation, and because I have such an active monkey brain, I disliked meditation so much. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And then I started hearing about this TM meditation.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've heard about it.
No.
TM meditation. So I looked into it and I went along and it's like the crack cocaine of meditation. Like, it's phenomenal.
Crack cocaine of meditation.
Yeah. So this is the first meditation that I was able to do, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I did it for over a year straight. The analogy I will give you, like when it comes to meditating, like, so we were talking about society and being constantly busy and stressed out. When you do not meditate, you're basically going through life and you're a character in a story.
Okay.
Yeah? Things are happening, they're affecting you, you're trying to deal with it as best you can. When you sit down and practice the meditation side of it, you become the author of your life.
I like that. That's a great... And being a writer myself, that so...
And it's so
resonates.
true. And I can... I've been there, I've done that. So when I don't meditate, like, I feel like things kind of, you know, because everything happens for us at the end of the day. Like, people say, oh, why is this happening to me? No, it's happening for you. But when you meditate, you're able to deal with things better and you're able to navigate through life easier.
Yeah.
I can't explain it to you. Like, meditation is key. And in where we are at the moment with human evolution and consciousness, like, if you're not meditating, I don't know how people are coping. Honestly,
I don't know how I do. I think I just keep so busy that I don't have time to let things bother me, and it seems to help keep me calm. And I you know the saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day. Well,
correct.
Even with my day job, which is a fruit shop, I've always, even though I didn't intend to do that as a job, I've always enjoyed it, and I've always had my music and my DJing in the background. So I feel like for the last 25 years, I've not worked a day in my life.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing so many things that I absolutely love. Yeah, exactly.
And that's been here. Like, I've had this room here, this space for over 4 years. The first year I was in here, flat out, loved it. Business was happening, and then I fell into NDIS, which was a detour, and because the money was so good with NDIS, I kind of let this go. But as much as I enjoyed doing the NDIS stuff, I was constantly thinking of this room, and I felt the universe kept trying to bring me back into this place. And like, NDIs can be stressful, but being in here, like, I do what I love. So I'll say, okay, we've got an hour session today, and then 2.5 hours later, I'm like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm just speaking. And when you're passionate about something, you just
time just evaporates. So no, that's good. That's good. And so you're
so this sorry to butt in.
No,
this little machine that you see set up.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So I acquired that like not too long ago. I've just put it to action. But talking about meditation for people that are lazy, which I can be sometimes, this machine actually, if you were to have a session on that, it's basically like the equivalent of a year of meditating, believe it or not.
Oh wow! And how long does that would that session go for?
So you would go under for probably an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So it works with crystal quartz, and the way I acquired this machine and how it came about, like, it's just very,
that sounds
amazing.
A bit sus. No,
not sus
I'm kidding.
It was all universally divinely guided.
I knew that's what you meant. I was just being cheeky.
Taking it.
I'll get a bit of footage, I reckon, of that before when we finish up.
I'll light it up.
edit it in. Even just as it is, like, will be fine. But just edit it in so when you talk about, people can see what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Because it does look very unusual. I don't even know if I want to know how it works. I'd rather.
Well, if you would like to come in for a session, my door's open to you. I'd be more than happy to facilitate that session for you because it's literally it's phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Like the results I've been getting from using that machine with clients has been amazing.
You can twist my arm, I'm sure.
It's there for you if you want it.
No worries. As long as it's not going to hurt me. But I feel like nothing in this room is here to hurt people, so
no.
I'm pretty sure.
I try not to.
Gee, you're a bit cheeky as well. Did not expect it. You must be feeling a little more comfortable now.
Not really, but I'm just faking it till I make it.
Okay.
No, you're making me feel comfortable.
Oh, thank you. That's.
Look, I know I'm blushing.
Hey?
I feel like I'm blushing.
A little bit.
Yeah,
that's right. It looks good on you.
Thank you.
So you're based in Port Adelaide, and what would be the best way for someone to get in touch with you if they were looking to, utilise your services?
It's funny you say that because
it wasn't meant to be funny, but okay.
No, it's funny you say that because when it comes to marketing, like I've actually got a background in sales and marketing, believe it or not, but when it comes to marketing, like my business, it's really word of mouth. So I keep myself so busy, like I haven't taken the time to get set up in that manner.
Oh, that's right.
I do have an Instagram page, a business page, I'm also doing an online booking at the moment. I guess people are going to have to hit you up and you'll have to pass on my deal.
Fair enough. But there's two things I'll take away from that. One is if you're getting enough business word of mouth, that speaks volumes because word of mouth is by far the best marketing you could ever have.
I have not had to promote.
And the other thing I would say, you said you had a sales and marketing background. If it's anything like mechanics and so forth, you often find that the one person that they're not really great with is themselves.
Yes.
And that's, I think that's a character flaw for a lot of people in general when it comes to, like I myself am hopeless when it comes to, like maybe not promoting what I've got available, but actually marketing it properly and really going all in. Like I kind of rely more so on people going, use him, he's really good. Same sort of thing as you're saying. I wouldn't say I'm run off my feet, but that's
it keeps you busy.
Hey?
It keeps you busy.
Yeah, it keeps me busy.
Yeah.
And
and that's how I am in here. Like I make jokes and I say, look, if I was to even just like promote myself 30%, like I probably wouldn't cope with the influx. So I'm grateful. In saying that, like I'm not very tech savvy.
Okay.
But I'm very grateful that I've got some great people around me that we're just now starting to implement things and put things in motion.
Yep.
I think as a collective at this moment, people are really turning to these types of services and requiring these types of services, like with the fact that we're in a 8-year, year 8, 2024 equals 8. It's basically a year where things are coming up for everyone and things are wanting to be resolved, and we're going to be starting new cycles. So there's a lot of people that are walking around requiring this type of service but are not even aware of what's going on with them or how they're feeling or why they're feeling that way. So
yeah, right. What would be some of the signs people maybe should look out for if, like, say if they're going to require services that you offer? And as you said, a lot of people aren't really aware of that. But what would be some things that they might notice or look out for?
So if you're going through life, obviously like anxiety and stress, like that's a reason enough to step into an office like this.
Yeah.
But also if you're just feeling a little bit lost, like you can feel that there's something there or there's something you should be doing, but you're not quite sure what it is, and you're not feeling quite yourself, or what you normally do is feeling mundane, or you're just feeling that there's got to be more to this than just and you're just kind of stuck in a rut, I guess. And you start feeling things like depression, that's a good enough reason.
Okay. Cool.
To reach out.
Hopefully if anyone's feeling any of those things, they we'll get in touch.
So if you need a little bit of guidance, or you need to be just put back on your path, or reminded of how amazing you are and how you have the power to create whatever reality you choose to create.
100%. That's awesome. I reckon we could probably finish up here.
That was a strong ending.
I know you've probably got a whole lot more you can share, but I also mindful of show length and so forth. But you're very fascinating and interesting to talk to, and you clearly both have a passion and a lot of knowledge behind what you do. Thank you so much for sharing a little insight into what you do. And if anyone wants to utilise the amazing services that Sonya offers, please do reach out. You can get in touch with me, or you can try your best to try and just Google up and see if you can find her on Instagram.
If you Google me, I do come up.
So what is there a business name or?
It's SG Holistics, but I'm working on that.
Okay. Well, for now, SG Holistic.
But Google me, my face will pop up.
But yeah, if you have any trouble, get in touch with me, and I'll point you in the right direction. So, thank you so much again.
Thank you. You're amazing. I really appreciate you coming.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.